This weekend marks a significant milestone for South Africa as the country commemorates 30 years of democracy. To get sentiments on the ground, let's bring in now our producer, Nombuso Mahlangu, who's actually watching the situation at Campus Square Mall in Johannesburg, hoping to chat to a few people in the build-up to tomorrow's main events. And Nombuso, I wonder what people there have to say about how far we've come.
Good morning, Ayanda. I must say it really feels good to be out here just as a producer for the show. And I am out obviously asking people on our question of the day that 30 years on, has South African democracy really worked for them? And I've got quite a few people here lined up just to ask them the question, and they did have some quite a few things to say rather. The first guest is, as I've asked you earlier on, how does it feel to be in South Africa 30 years on? Has it worked for you?
Honestly, no, it hasn't worked for me. Honestly, even where I stand right now, I don't think we are living in a country whereby we can truly say we're living in a democratic country. As is, behind us, there are traffic lights that don't work, and clearly this is the area whereby students have to cross the road, whereby now the safety of my fellow students are at risk, at high risk due to high levels of traffic, due to So what is the one thing that you would like to see changing for you to say, actually, this democracy is working for us? I'd honestly like to see into, firstly, during the elections, since the elections are close by, I'd really love to see ANC fall, you see. And honestly, 30 years, we've given them 30 years. We can't keep going down the same route, as you see.
Yeah.
So many parts, at least now, us as the youth, we should make a better choice. We are clearly seeing that ANC has failed us so many times, so why do we still want ANC in power?
Okay, thank you so much. And you, sir, has it worked for you? It's 30 years on.
Honestly, I would say that it hasn't worked for me because I feel like ANC is focusing their resources on things that don't matter, and I feel like there's a lot of mismanagement of funds. So say, for example, there's this campaign, there's always this xenophobia business that is going on, and personally, if we look at the developed countries that have been developing, there's no country that has been able to develop without the help of foreign nationals and stuff like that. Now, I'm not saying that we are to let them come and take over and stuff, but I'm saying that we all are Africans, but if instead of us fighting ourselves, we ought to be helping each other and to help each other grow. And another thing that I see that hasn't worked for us is giving youth opportunities. Youth hasn't been able to get any of. I'm 23 right now, and I am no different from like a 16-year-old because there is no opportunities for youth out there. And I feel like ANC is really failing us. We have given them 30 years, and they really have not made any difference. And I would say for anybody out there, if you could really open your eyes and see that ANC hasn't been able to produce anything at all. And we look at the load shedding. Load shedding was something that is serious, and now they gave us electricity for a very short period of time so that we forget that load shedding has been a serious issue over the past couple months and all that. And now they just signed a document that says now we're going to be reaching stage 16. I'm a student. How am I supposed to study with stage 16 load shedding? And I feel like they keep on failing us. How is it possible that we cannot have proper sustainable electricity?
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you, sir, has democracy worked for you?
I'm an assistant. I'm we're supposed to be home. I'm a student. The situation. Understand?
At least one thing.
Yeah, at least job creation. But since there's something not youth got this thing end up with but there's nothing we're doing. I want never got it off. And it's I would say the situation.
Okay, so basically what this gentleman is saying is that the situation is not good for him. He doesn't feel like democracy has worked for him, Ayanda, and like he's staying on the streets, and it's not by choice for him, he says, and now he has to hustle money from students, but he truly really believes and wants to have like an employment or any opportunity. I'll ask one more guy, or rather two more people, if democracy has worked for them. Has democracy worked for you, sir?
I'd say no, democracy has not worked. Even this political system actually is not working because now we're only changing people who are the presidents and the cabinet members, and basically it's all the same because now in the apartheid era there were no people living in the streets, and the systems were working, the roads were working, the electricity wouldn't go out, but now power ya puma, and people are looking for jobs now, and then misebenza ayikho, so I'd say it did not work.
All right, thank you. And Wena Baba, has democracy worked for you? It's 30 years now. With democracy.
Sitela wami kahle kahle sitela angiboni ngathi ayisebenzi sitela badla bodwa le ngoba sitela sihlala emgaqweni sibona sitela bo siyazama siyaheleza naye umfowethu lo mfowethu engiphila naye ngibamba sitela mina ngikuboni lokho sitela ukuthi iyasebenza ngina 31 this year ngibamba yabo ngiphuma lethe kwinasekhaya bazi nokuthi ngiphi watwati ngokuthini kwakhona le intuthuka ayikho yabo sithi ngcone khona khona befika ezikubi yabo lona sitela sazi nathi singenza kanjani ukuvota nokungavoti into efanayo kuyafana yabo lona ngoba sivotela umuntu uthini adle nabantu bakhe abangani bakhe thina la besila kunzima kuthina sitela ngempela ngoba ngawona lama 350 la kuthiwa athola asikwazi ukwathola nathi athola abantu bangaphandle la eMzansi sekugcwele bona ngiyabonga sister.
And that's another gentleman also sharing his sentiments on that. He stays on the streets as well. He's from KZN. Even back home, they don't know where he is. He came this side probably to try look for employment, and things have not been working out for him. So he's saying that democracy is definitely not been working for him. I think I should find one more person, at least a female. Sanibona ma. Siyaphila. Ngicela ukubuza ukuthi democracy, it's been 30 years on now. Has it worked for you?
Yes, ma'am.
How so?
It works for me because I used to go to the democracy and
Umehlo, since it's been 30 years of being in a democratic country, niyawubona.
yeah, siyawubona, but not so much because ezinye izinto azikho right, azikho fair because we've got a lot of children and grandmothers and fathers who are not working, who doesn't get paid, and a lot of people, they are not working, especially the youth. The youth is not working at this moment, and we've got a lot of children, they end up going for drugs because they don't get job. That is the problem. That is the issue that we've got in South Africa.
Siyabonga ma. Okay, so Uma here, Ayanda, is saying that democracy has been working for her partly though, because she does acknowledge that we do see a lot of youth out on the streets resorting to drugs and not finding employment.